My child, stop. Do not scroll. Do not skip. This moment is not an accident, and this message did not find you by chance. I am speaking to you now because the enemy is counting on one thing, that you will move on before I finish what I am about to say. He is waiting for you to dismiss this as just another video, just another voice, just another moment you can come back to later. But later is the lie he uses to steal what I am trying to give you now. I know how fast your thumb moves. I know how easy it is to think, I'll listen another time. But hear me clearly, my child. This is a crossroads. Staying is not passive. Staying is a decision. And the devil is waiting for you to skip because he knows what happens when you stay under my voice. He knows clarity comes. Strength rises. Fear loses its grip. That is why distraction feels so loud right now. I am calling your attention because your attention is powerful. What you give your focus to shapes your spirit. When you lean in, heaven moves. When you stay, I speak. And when you listen, doors begin to close that the enemy has been quietly trying to keep open. This is why you feel resistance even now. That resistance is not random. It is confirmation that this word matters. My child, this is not entertainment. This is protection. This is direction. This is me standing in front of you saying, stay with me. The enemy does not need you to rebel. He only needs you to disengage. He only needs you to half listen, to drift, to skip before the seed takes root. But today, you will not give him that satisfaction. If this message is already stirring something in your spirit, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video as an act of agreement. Comment to declare that you are staying. Share this with 3 people who have been fighting distraction and don't even realize it. Hype this message so it reaches the ones who are about to skip the very word they need. And subscribe, my child, not for a channel, but as a commitment to remain where my voice meets you consistently. I am not rushing you, but I am merging you. There is a difference. I am calling you deeper, not louder. Closer, not faster. Right now, staying is your obedience. Right now, listening is your warfare. Right now, finishing this message is you choosing life over noise. The devil is waiting for you to skip, but I am waiting for you to stay. Stay with me. Stay present. Stay open. Because what I am about to reveal next is not for the distracted, not for the hurried, not for the half-emitted. It is for the child who says, I will not move until you finish speaking. And I am not finished yet. My child, I see you. Not just where you are standing right now, but where you have been walking quietly, carrying things you rarely speak about. I see the tiredness behind your strength. I see the moments when you stayed strong for everyone else and wondered who would notice the weight you were holding. I see the nights when your mind would not rest and the days when your heart felt scattered, pulled in too many directions at once. You have felt distracted lately, and you judge yourself for it. You wondered why it has been harder to focus, harder to pray, harder to stay still. Hear me clearly, you are not weak. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are targeted. The enemy studies timing, and he knows when you are close to breakthrough. He increases the noise. He does not come shouting your name. He comes whispering weariness, impatience, and delay. I know how often you have said, I'll come back to God later today, and later never came. I know how many times you opened my word and closed it again because your thoughts felt too loud. I know how many times you felt a pull to listen, to stay, to go deeper, and something inside you resisted. That resistance did not come from you. It came because something in the unseen realm recognized that you are marked. My child, you have been feeling this tension because you are standing in a season of importance. When your attention feels under attack, it is because your obedience carries weight. The enemy does not waste energy on what holds no value. He aims for the focus, the faithful, the ones whose yes can shift outcomes. And even when you felt scattered, I never took my eyes off you. I have watched you almost give up, almost disengage, almost convince yourself that missing one moment would not matter. But I have also watched you stay when it was uncomfortable. I have seen you listen even when it required effort. I have seen you show up tired, confused, and uncertain, yet still willing. And I want you to know something important. You are not overlooked in heaven. You may feel unnoticed by people, but you are deeply known by me. I recognize your silent endurance. I recognize the prayers you could not finish. I recognize the faith you held onto with trembling hands. Nothing about your journey has been invisible to me. Not one tear, not one sigh, not one moment of quiet perseverance. My child, I am not disappointed in you. I am proud of you. Proud that you are still here. Proud that you did not skip this moment. Proud that even with questions, fatigue, and distraction, you chose to stay. That choice matters more than you realize. I am drawing you closer, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. And as you remain with me, I will begin to untangle what feels chaotic inside you. I will steady your thoughts. I will quiet the noise. I will remind you who you are and whose you are. You are seen. You are known. You are chosen. And I am not done with you. My child, now I reveal what the enemy hopes you never notice. He does not need to pull you far from me. He only needs you to drift just enough to stop listening. Skipping is his quiet strategy. Delay is his favorite weapon. Disengagement is the doorway he waits beside patiently. He knows that if you stay attentive to my voice, his influence weakens. So he whispers, later, knowing later often never comes. Hear me clearly. Obedience is not always loud. Most of the time, it is quiet attention. It is staying when you feel restless. It is listening when nothing dramatic seems to be happening. The smallest acts of focus carry the greatest spiritual weight. The enemy trembles not at grand displays, but at steady devotion. That is why he tries to make consistency feel boring and attention feel costly. My child, every time you skip what I am trying to show you, something is delayed, not destroyed, but postponed. And the enemy celebrates postponement because it slows growth. But when you remain, even when it is uncomfortable, you interrupt his plan. Staying is warfare. Listening is resistance. Finishing what I start with you closes doors the enemy hoped would stay cracked open. You thought distraction was just tiredness. You thought disengagement was harmless. But I tell you now, attention is sacred. What you lean into shapes what grows within you. When you give me your focus, I give you clarity. When you stay under my voice, confusion loses its authority. This is why the pressure to skip increases right before truth lands. My child, do not underestimate this moment. What seems simple is spiritual. What seems small is significant. The enemy is not afraid of your strength alone. He is afraid of your consistency with me. That is why I am calling you to remain. Stay present. Stay listening. Stay open. Because truth changes everything once it is fully received. And now, hear my heart as I speak to you about this work you are part of. When you stay, you are not only receiving, you are helping others hear my voice too. This message is a seed, and seeds multiply when they are sown. My word says I give seed to the sower, and as you help spread this message, I cause it to become light for souls still trapped in distraction. This is my invitation to you. If I am stirring your heart right now, respond. Release what I have placed in your hand through super thanks, through membership, or through giving by PayPal. The PayPal links are waiting in the description and shown as a QR code, because I make the path clear for obedience. Do not treat this as a donation. This is a prophetic response. What you sow here becomes a harvest of awakening for others. I bless every gift given in faith. I multiply it, I breathe on it, and I return it with peace, provision, and purpose. Act now, my child. Stay obedient. Stay aligned. And watch what I do through your yes. My child, because I love you, I must speak to you honestly. Not to shame you, not to frighten you, but to realign you. There are moments when you have treated my voice as optional instead of essential. Moments when you listened halfway, obeyed partially, or delayed what I asked you to do. I am not saying this to accuse you. I am saying this to protect you. Partial obedience feels harmless, but it slowly dulls your sensitivity to me. When you delay what I ask, you train your spirit to respond later instead of now. And over time, later becomes a habit. I want you to understand this, my child. Not every open door is from me, and not every quiet nudge should be postponed. When I speak, timing matters. You have said, I'll pray later, I'll forgive later, I'll focus later, thinking nothing would change in the meantime. But delay weakens resolve. Distraction grows roots when attention is postponed. I am not angry with you, but I am calling you higher. I am calling you out of casual listening and into intentional obedience. Hear me gently but firmly. You cannot live spiritually alert while constantly entertaining distraction. You cannot expect clarity while avoiding stillness. I correct you because you are capable of more. You were not created to live scattered, rushed, or spiritually unfocused. You were created to walk with me, aware and aligned. My child, discipline is not punishment. It is protection. When I redirect you, it is because I see where the path leads. Some of the frustration you feel is not because the enemy is winning, but because you have been trying to move forward while resisting the structure I am offering you. Order brings peace. Attention brings strength. Obedience brings freedom. I know you fear missing out. I know you worry that slowing down means falling behind. But listen to me. Nothing you gain outside of my timing will ever satisfy you. When you rush ahead without me, you carry burdens you were never meant to hold. When you ignore my instruction, confusion finds room to settle. So I correct you now, not with condemnation, but with clarity. Stop negotiating with distraction. Stop excusing delay. Stop treating my whispers as background noise. When I call you to stay, stay. When I call you to listen, listen. When I call you to act, act. You are not losing freedom by obeying me. You are reclaiming it. The boundaries I set are not restrictions. They are refuge. The focus I ask for is not control, it is care. I am shaping you, sharpening you, and preparing you for what is ahead. My child, receive this correction with peace. It is proof that I am invested in you. I do not correct what I do not intend to grow, and I do not discipline what I do not deeply love. Align yourself again. Steady your heart. Quiet your spirit. And walk forward with me, fully present, fully willing, and fully obedient. My child, lift your head. Take a breath. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind, and you are not defeated. What you are feeling right now is not the end of your strength. It is the place where I begin to renew it. You have been carrying more than you realize, and still, you are here. That alone tells me something powerful about you. You have wondered if you are strong enough to stay focused, faithful, and consistent. You have questioned whether you can really finish what I place before you. Hear me now. I would never call you to something I had not already equipped you to walk through. The strength you need is not something you must manufacture. It flows from staying close to me. I know there are days when your energy feels low and your motivation feels thin. Days when obedience feels heavy and focus feels like effort. But my child, your strength was never meant to come from willpower alone. It comes from connection. When you stay with me, I steady you. When you listen, I renew you. When you lean on me, I carry what you cannot. Do not confuse tiredness with failure. You are allowed to be weary without being weak. Even now, as you listen, I am restoring what has been drained. I am quieting the noise that has exhausted your mind. I am strengthening the parts of you that felt fragile. You may not feel it all at once, but renewal is happening. Remember this: every step you take toward me matters. Even small steps, even quiet obedience, even choosing to stay when you wanted to withdraw. These moments build endurance in your spirit. They teach you how to stand when pressure comes. And pressure will come, but you will not face it unprepared. My child, you are not fighting alone. I am beside you, within you, and ahead of you. When you feel weak, I am strong for you. When you feel unsure, I am steady for you. When you feel overwhelmed, I am your peace. You do not need to prove anything to me. You only need to remain. I see the growth you cannot yet measure. I see the maturity forming beneath the surface. I see how your attention is becoming sharper, your discernment clearer, your heart more anchored. This season is shaping you, not breaking you. And what feels slow is actually deep. So take courage. Do not give up on yourself. Do not doubt the work I am doing just because it is quiet. I often do my greatest strengthening work in unseen places. Trust that every moment you stay with me is adding weight to your faith and resilience to your spirit. You are stronger than you think, my child. Not because of what you can do, but because of who you walk with. And as long as you stay with me, you will always have what you need to keep going. My child, now let me speak promise into what I have been correcting and strengthening. I do not call you to stay without purpose, and I do not ask for your attention without intention. Every moment you remain with me carries a reward, even when you cannot yet see it. I am a God who keeps watch over the faithful, and I never forget a heart that chooses me. I promise you this: your consistency will not be wasted. Every time you resist distraction and stay under my voice, I am building something stable within you. I am establishing roots that cannot be easily shaken. When storms come, and they will, you will not be swept away by confusion or fear, because you will know how to remain anchored. I know you worry about timing. You wonder if you are late, if you missed something important, if skipping in the past cost you more than you can recover. Hear me clearly. I am the Redeemer of time. I restore what was delayed when your heart returns to alignment. I do not punish repentance with loss. I reward it with clarity and peace. When you stay with me, I promise to guide you. I will not leave you guessing. I will not speak and then abandon you to figure it out alone. My instruction comes with presence. My promises come with provision. As you listen, I will show you when to move, when to wait, and when to stand still. You will not need to strive for direction. It will come as you remain. I promise you protection as well. Staying attentive to me sharpens your discernment. You will begin to recognize what does not belong in your spirit. You will feel unsettled by what once distracted you. This is not loss, it is growth. I am teaching you to recognize my peace so clearly that anything false becomes obvious. My child, I promise to strengthen your patience. I know waiting had been hard for you. I know you want answers quickly and results immediately. But trust me, what I am building in you requires depth, not haste. When you earn to stay, you earn to trust. And when you trust, anxiety loosens its grip. I also promise this: you will not walk alone. I place my presence with those who choose me daily. Even when you feel quiet inside, even when emotions settle, I am still there. Faith is not proven by how loud you feel me, but by how steadily you follow me. And finally, I promise peace. Not the kind that depends on circumstances, but the kind that guards your heart and steadies your thoughts. As you stay with me, peace will begin to outlast pressure. Calm will replace chaos. Confidence will replace doubt. Not because everything around you changes, but because you are no longer easily shaken. My child, trust my promises. Stay with me. Listen when I speak. Obey when I guide. What I have prepared for you is worth your attention, worth your patience, and worth your faith. I am faithful, and I will finish what I started in you. My child, now is the moment to respond. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, everything I have spoken to you leads here, this quiet, sacred decision to act on what you have heard. Revelation without response fades, but truth acted upon takes root. I am not asking you to feel ready. I am asking you to choose me. Choose focus over distraction. Choose obedience over convenience. Choose presence over escape. This is where your faith becomes movement. Staying is no longer just listening. It is aligning your will with mine. It is saying, I trust you enough to follow, even when the path feels slow or unfamiliar. I want you to pause your heart right now. Take a breath, and let this be your prayer, even if you whisper it inside. I am here. I am listening. I will stay. That simple surrender shifts the atmosphere around you. The enemy loses ground when you stop hesitating and start responding. My child, I am calling you to practice attentiveness. When I nudge you to pray, pray. When I prompt you to pause, pause. When I invite you to listen, listen fully. Do not rush past these moments. These are not interruptions. They are instructions. Your consistency in small acts of obedience prepares you for greater responsibility. You have been waiting for clarity, but clarity often follows commitment. When you move toward me, I meet you with direction. When you take one step, I light the next. Faith is not knowing everything. It is trusting me enough to begin. I know fear has tried to hold you back. Fear of getting it wrong. Fear of failing. Fear of staying and being disappointed. But hear me clearly. Obedience is never wasted, even when outcomes look different than you expected. I am more interested in your heart than your perfection. So I activate you now, my child. Activate your faith by choosing stillness when the world demands speed. Activate your trust by staying when distraction calls your name. Activate your obedience by acting on what I have already shown you, instead of waiting for something new. This is not about striving harder. It is about surrendering deeper. Let go of the need to control the outcome. Let go of the pressure to understand everything at once. Simply stay with me. Walk with me. Respond when I speak. I am not asking for dramatic gestures. I am asking for daily faithfulness, a listening heart, a willing spirit, a steady yes. These are the actions that shape a life rooted in me. Right now, make the decision in your spirit. Decide that you will no longer treat my voice casually. Decide that you will guard your attention. Decide that when I speak, you will respond. This is how transformation begins, not in emotion, but in commitment. My child, step forward with me. Stay present. Stay obedient. Stay open. What you activate today will carry you into the peace and purpose I have already prepared for you. My child, rest here with me for a moment. Let everything you have heard settle gently into your spirit. This message was not meant to rush you, but to steady you. Not to alarm you, but to awaken you. You now understand the truth. Skipping was never small, and staying was never ordinary. Staying was strength. Staying was obedience. Staying was protection. I want you to know this as you move forward. You are not walking into uncertainty alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I remain within you. You do not need to fear distraction anymore, because you now recognize it. You do not need to fear delay, because you have learned to respond. Awareness has shifted something inside you, and peace is beginning to replace pressure. Remember this message when the noise returns. Remember it when you feel the urge to disengage, to rush past what feels quiet, to postpone what feels important. Staying will not always feel dramatic, but it will always be powerful. Every time you choose to remain with me, you choose life, clarity, and peace. Now hear me as I speak again about this work and your place in it. You staying today did more than help you. It prepared the way for others. There are souls who are one message away from awakening, one word away from choosing me, one moment away from staying instead of skipping. And I have chosen to use this message as light. This is my first-person invitation to you. If this word anchored your heart, respond with obedience. Release what I have placed in your hand through super thanks, through membership, or through giving my PayPal. The PayPal links are waiting in the description and shown clearly as a QR code, because I make obedience simple when the moment is holy. When you sow into this work, you are not supporting a platform. You are igniting a harvest. You are pouring oil where lamps are about to go out. You are opening rivers where souls are thirsty. I bless every giver who responds in faith. I bless your provision, your peace, your household, and your future. What you release for my kingdom, I return with purpose and covering. Do not delay. Act now. Obedience carries timing, and timing carries blessing. My child, as we close, let calm wash over you. You are safe. You are guided. You are loved. Nothing about your future is random. Nothing about your steps is unseen. Stay with me tomorrow. Stay with me when it is quiet. Stay with me when it is hard. I will never fail you. And before you go, stand firm one more time. Like this video as a declaration that you stayed. Comment to testify that you listened. Share this message with 3 people who are one scroll away from missing what they need. Like this video so light reaches farther. And subscribe, my child, as a commitment to keep meeting me here, again and again. Go now in peace. But do not forget, staying changed everything.